Gunners,
trophies.
They got their. Can I say? Yeah, you can. They got their ass handed to them the other day. Did you see the game?
Yeah, no. It was early in the States, so I was still asleep.
Yeah, catch the highlights and nothing.
I
See
did.
what went wrong.
Everything. When you're giving up 4 in 20 minutes, everything went wrong.
Message to Arsene Wenger.
Yeah. There's nothing he could do.
You don't blame Wenger?
Not on that game.
Who are you gonna blame? 1 to 11.
Sometimes it just happens. It's just like in any sport, like when something happens, you just burn that tape. Like everything went wrong.
Bad day at the office.
Yeah, bad day at the office, man.
Can they win the league this year?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the most competitive Premier Leagues.
Yeah, this is from top to bottom, because even the bottom's only separated by like 4, 5, 6 points from 9 to the bottom. So it's interesting.
You ain't thought about transferring your support and your allegiance to Tottenham?
Nah, not at all. They're playing very well though.
Yeah.
When Sherwood took over, I didn't think they gave the other dude a good enough chance to get it. I mean, all those transfers they brought in, they're not gonna mesh just that quick.
True.
But I mean, Sherwood's making it happen. So maybe he was. Maybe.
There you go, mate. Sometimes there's no wrong or right way, just the way you do it and you make it right. Now listen, you're looking trim.
Oh yeah, that you got.
In indoor shape.
Yeah.
Do you feel trim in indoor shape?
Yeah, I feel like, that was something I worked on last year, was losing like a lot of bulk and stuff. I think that's why I was getting hurt a lot 2011, 2012. So, changed up the weight training. Don't lift weights in the traditional fashion. Only, work out on the boards and with resistance bands, and, really was able to get a lot of more specific strength and trim down like the bulk. And last year, was, probably the lightest I had been since I might have been in university or something, so just trying to work on that and just keep getting better, trying to prolong my career.
How did carrying that weight feel? Was it different?
It was something to get used to. I mean, I was always used to being a big dude. You figure in 2010, I was probably weighing close to 215 pounds, but that's just from a football background, American football background. Just, all we do is just lift weights all the time, and, just so that's what I was used to. But, when you're having a lot of setbacks, you're willing to, change something in your program. So I was like, fine, man, after 2012, getting hurt again, and really understanding what's going on, I was able to just be like, okay, maybe this is time for a change in that. I changed training. I only trained 4 times a week. Took Wednesday, completely off from training. So now I'm able to train high level like every time. Instead, I'd be, high Monday, Tuesday, but by the time, Thursday came around, it was like a waste of time being out at the track. Being 31 years old now, you can't do the same stuff when you were
31.
Yeah, can't be doing the same stuff you were doing at 25. This is my 10th year on the circuit, so I've seen it all. I know what to do and things, and so it was successful last year, and then I'm trying to continue that success for this year.
Like you said, 2012 didn't go how you wanted it to, but in terms of your mindset, you're probably one of the most, how can I say, in terms of your mental strength, you omit that. You can see that's a huge part of your armory. How did you use that to prepare yourself for 2013 and all the way up until Moscow?
It was pretty easy for me. I look at everything as just like kind of what it is, man. Going into like 2012 for the, season started out well. And then just kept suffering like setback after setback, in training and everything. And it just was like, man, this is going to be one of those years. So it's kind of like, but it's the mental part, like you said, and it got in my head, like, every time you take a step, you're like, okay, am I all right? Am I okay? You're over there running, like being timid and everything, and then you just become soft. And, but then was injured. But last year or in the fall of 2012, I was like, all right, I got to change stuff up. That's when I made the changes I said earlier. So, stayed healthy from fall of 2012 all the way till today. I haven't missed any training days due to hamstrings or calves or groin or stuff like that, because I think it's just my muscles were so tight from just the lifting of the weights, and then we're going out there. Athletics is the ultimate overuse injury sport, and so I changed it up, being healthy, and so I'll keep on those same changes.
I saw a lovely quote from Aries Merritt, who said that you represented the top of the podium, the States at the top of the podium, really well last year. I mean, that's a nice comment to come from a fellow professional and obviously fellow competitor, looking across the 110 hurdles to indoor hurdles. Tremendous strength and depth. Anyone can win on any day.
Yep.
How do you prepare for that? How do you prepare for races?
the same way as
I
always.
You're gonna say those 10 hurdles.
Yeah,
in front
that's
of
it. As long as I can keep beating myself, I've run very fast times. I've set a bar for myself, and if I can just keep approaching and trying to surpass the bar that I've set for myself, then I will be successful. That's what I feel. And and if I am not successful on that day, that I put together a great performance, and somebody else just had an out of this world performance. I mean, that was great about watching Merritt run in 2012. I mean, having the greatest season in the history of the 110 hurdles, man. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, he won everything and did and ran the world record, which is like my favorite performance of ever in track and field. I mean, I love watching hurdles, man. And when people execute the hurdles like right, it just looks like just a thing poetry in motion. Yep. So, I really appreciate the comment from him, and look forward to going head to head. Several. I mean, we're going to see the same people every single meet from the time we start to the time the season's over. So that's why you can't really get caught up in individual performers, because it's going to be the same people. You got to focus on yourself, your lane, and that's why I think it's kind of different than any other event. Because those barriers are the great equalizer. I can't be over here wearing what lane 3 and lane 5 is doing, and next thing you know, I'm laying on the ground looking up at the star or the sun like, oh shoot, what happened, man?
Well, last couple of questions then. I mean, how do you manage that winter period? I mean, what's your mindset like in terms of taking in the fact that you're world champion after all this time, and then preparing for a 2014 season, which only throws up the world indoors as the major tournament of the year?
It's pretty easy. I've been very successful. I mean, I came into the sport on the bottom when I started in 2005. Nobody knew who I was, so I knew how to grind my way back to reaching the top, which I was able to get to, having Olympic success and things like that, and then going back, relatively down to the bottom, with having unsuccessful 11 and 12 seasons, but then getting right back to the top in 13. It's just, it's just the mental. You have to be strong mentally, and going forward, winning the world championships was great in 2013, but this is 2014. I won't allow previous successes to defeat me going forward. So that's the thing that I thought about, like, okay, fine, 2013 was great, now it's time to get ready for 2014 and make sure that's even better.
What would you expect from yourself in Poland?
First off, I hope to be there, of course, definitely. Training was going well. That's why I decided to even take on. I wasn't going to do indoors, but training was going well. So about end of December, January time, it was like, let's come to the Birmingham competition, get 2 races, see where things are at, and then we'll go from there. Indoors is very tough for me, but I think I've been working on my start, and I think I've been doing very well, and I hope to execute that in the competition. You have to do it under pressure to see where you're really at.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time, Uncle.
Yeah,